Oh, I think that is a good transition. This
Cover.
AFC West matchup transitions into ranking some shit. Everyone's favorite segment on the show,
Yeah.
rank some shit.
Hey, comment down below. What would you like to see us rank?
What do you want us to rank? We'll rank literally anything.
Literally
I'm a
anything.
slave to your opinions.
Yeah.
I just want you to tell me I'm doing a good job.
Yeah.
The only reason I do this is for the slight bit of gratification that I get.
Tell me I'm pretty.
Please tell me I'm doing a good job.
We're going to rank the divisions.
Rank the divisions as they currently stand in the NFL. Let's go from bottom to top.
All right.
I got to imagine we have the same 8th ranked division.
Probably. The one the Jags and Texans
the
are in?
Afc South.
It's so bad.
By a mile.
Top to bottom, by a mile. There's a definitive gap to
There's
the next.
not
They
a good team.
stink.
There's not a good team in the division. It's the only division with 0 good teams by my metrics.
Yeah. I mean, they're okay. Titans and Colts are okay, but when that's your leader in the division.
Would not classify either of those teams as good.
No,
One of them
they're
lost to
fine.
the Jets. The other one has won 1 game this season.
Yeah, they're fine. Yeah, and then the Texans and Jags are 2 of the worst teams in football. I think
Not
that's
much to
pretty
talk
clear.
about. Any other division you have last, I don't respect your opinion. You're wrong. You're absolutely incorrect.
I'm interested.
Not much to say about the AFC
I'm
South.
interested in. I think there's a clear number 7 too. Who do you have 7?
NFC East?
Same.
Yeah. They have 1 good team and 3 bad teams.
Yeah, the Cowboys do seem to be quite
They
good.
do have a legit, probably Super Bowl contender team and 3 teams that I don't think will sniff the playoffs.
Boy, Washington has been so disappointing. They did beat
Mm-hmm.
the Falcons, but they fucking suck. They've been so disappointing. And then the Eagles and the Giants are underachieving. They're okay at best.
Yeah.
The Eagles are turning into the pumpkin.
They don't have those. Obviously, they don't have those Jags, Texans type of bad teams, but
I think they're clearly ahead. I mean, like I said, there's a big gap, but I think it's easily NFC East. Outside of the Cowboys, it's quite ugly. We could have the exact same order. That'd be interesting. We do 8-7 is the same. Who do you have in 6?
maybe I'm rethinking my list. Let me think. NFC North.
Okay.
I have the NFC North 6th. Again, I think 3 of the teams in that division are not very good. The Vikings, I guess, are borderline good. The Bears and Lions are not good teams, in my opinion. The Packers, I am cautiously optimistic about the Packers and their success rate going forward. I think they're not a very deep team. I think a few injuries and they are boned, as the kids would say.
Are the kids saying bone?
Kids saying boned a lot. I think.
Are they?
No, I don't think they
on
are.
On the TikToks,
On the
they
talks,
saying
talking about getting boned.
yeah.
Yeah. Talking about getting boned on TikTok. But yeah, again, sort of similar to the NFC East. The Vikings are obviously better than any of those other 3 teams in the NFC East. But who do you have 6th?
I have the AFC East, so I have.
Do
you have them flip flopped?
Yep.
Okay, so
You have the NFC North 5th then?
Yes, I have them 5th. We have them flip flopped. I think I still have to regard. I do think the Bills are better. The Packers and Bills, I think, will put in like tier 1 of teams still. So, and then I think the Vikings are better than anything that the AFC East has to offer past the Bills. I think the Jets. I mean, you could say the Jets and Lions are a wash, but I think the Lions are slightly better. And then you talk, where the Bears, Dolphins, and Patriots kind of shake out in that. I think it's really close. These 2, 5-6 is where I had my biggest. Like it could go either way.
My thing
You could say
was with this. I agree with you that the other 3 teams in the North are better. I think the Bills are arguably the best team in the entire league, so I weighed that a little bit more.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Interesting. I've never seen that. So
seen
we're gonna pause. Ooh, and it bounced at the 1. That was nasty. What a punt. So they're 28-14. The Chargers are up, and they, out of the 2-minute warning, line up for a 54-yard field goal, and then snapped it directly to the kicker rather than the holder, and he pooch punted it, and it landed at the 1. Pretty cool. Never seen that before.
Neat.
I wondered why they were kicking it. There was really no reason to. Yeah, cool. Good play. Fun.
Special teams, baby.
Special teams, baby. Where games are won and lost. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. The Bills,
I think the
I
Bills are
agree
such a fucking wagon.
that
I
are
think
the best. They're the best team.
They're the best team in the AFC in my eyes as it currently stands. So I don't think the Packers are a legitimate threat to really win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And I think the Bills are.
Yeah, fair enough. I think it's a tough call. It depends on what you think of the Dolphins. Brissett under center, they're a total nightmare. I mean, it could go either way. But yeah, I hear you. And then with Fields under center, the Bears maybe elevated up a little bit. Maybe I guess that's why I have them flip-flopped. But I think very, very close. So 5-6. At 4, I have the NFC South.
Same.
Are we gonna have the same? We're gonna have the same list.
Yep. I
NFC
think we
South.
are.
Bucks, Panthers, Saints, Falcons. I think much better of the Panthers than most. But
I'm coming around. They've got a very good team. I think they're young. I think Darnold may be playing a little bit over his. I don't know if Darnold will be this. Maybe he'll be this good all year. If he's this good all year,
that's what Joe Brady does, baby. He's a magician.
Yeah, the defense is good, but they're young.
Obviously,
they already have had some injuries, which
defending champ
isn't great.
Obviously, in the division, which
the Buccaneers obviously haven't looked great. They haven't looked like a defending champ, but much like the Patriots of old, much like the Bucs were last year, they kind of round into form.
See you in January.
Around January, February. They're not super worried about these games right now. Tom knows exactly what's going on.
They got to get those guys back in the secondary.
Exactly what buttons are going to be pressed. So, not going to really pass any judgments on the Buccaneers yet. But yeah, I think this division has 3 okay or better teams, which none of these divisions previously do.
Yeah.
The Saints may not even be okay. The Saints are okay.
They're
Saints are a fine team. Obviously, the Falcons are a fucking disaster.
I'm in the camp of I think the Panthers are above average. I think they're better.
Yeah, I think the Panthers are borderline between okay and good, and then obviously
the big separator in this. I think the Panthers are better than all the teams in 5 and 6 outside of Packers and Bills. I think they're better than the Vikings, the Bears, the Dolphins, Patriots.
I would agree. Yeah,
and then the Saints are in that conversation with those teams. So I think they're clearly division's clearly above.
I agree.
The rest, and then the Falcons aren't like the worst team of all time. They're like pretty bad, bottom 10, but could be worse as your last team. Who do you have at 3?
AFC North. We're on the same list.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay. So we'll talk AFC North. This division has 4 teams that they have no bad teams.
One of them is 1-3.
They've no abysmally bad teams. Maybe the Steelers will be abysmally bad. But
they could be, yeah.
Just on paper, they have enough good players.
They're a quarterback away from being a good team.
Seriously. They seriously are. I mean, they've got so much talent on both sides of the ball, and they just don't have the signal caller to get it done. But the Bengals are much improved. The Bengals are a young team that looks pretty solid through the first 4 weeks.
They're 3-1. I haven't been blown away by them, but they're winning close games.
Yeah,
they haven't been blown away, but
it's a step in the right direction for the Bengals, who have been an absolute laughing stock for a decade plus.
Yep, no doubt. And then
the Ravens, one of the better teams of this era of football. I mean, they're, just a perennial 11, 12, 10-win team.
Great regular season team.
Every season. And then the Browns, who I think are a legitimate chance to win the Super Bowl. I mean, one of the deepest teams in the entire league.
Yeah, I think a
little quick thing. Baker looked pretty bad this week. He did not
look
he? Very good.
Who did they played Minnesota? It was a low-scoring game.
Yeah, he did
very
not
few
look
possessions
in that game. He missed a lot of throws.
Yeah.
Missed a lot of throws. So, yeah, AFC North 3, I assume. We have the AFC West second.
Yep.
AFC West second. Again, all 4 teams are good. The Broncos, maybe
they played some bad teams.
A real team and they got smoked. Maybe the Broncos aren't good.
Hand up. You picked the Ravens. I picked the Broncos. I was wrong. To be fair, Teddy went out in mid-game. Bridgewater lost their quarterback. Drew Lock came in and it was over. He's just, not an NFL quarterback.
Vegas, I want the option to buy quarterback insurance whenever I place bets.
Think about it.
I'll give you a little bit extra odds if it means that I get my money back if the quarterback goes out, because
you were done.
That's not what I bet on.
Dead.
I didn't bet on Drew Lock. I certainly didn't. I certainly did not live bet on Drew Lock.
That's interesting. Ravens. In blackjack, they'll offer you insurance for
Vegas, little idea
for the dealer having blackjack.
You're getting a little juice. You're winning too.
Well, try. I think they're fine. They're probably.
Well, they could be even more fine.
Take more from me.
Take more of my money. Fuck, I don't give a shit.
So why for you are the Steelers is what hold back the AFC North from jumping into those, or why do you have them over?
I think they and the Bengals. I think like the fourth best team. I think the Broncos are better than the Bengals. The Broncos are, by my estimation, the fourth best team in that division, and I would say they're better than the Bengals. And then I think the Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders are all legitimate like playoff caliber teams.
Yeah,
the Chiefs
that's
are
fair.
obviously
So I guess
Super Bowl caliber team, whereas
I think the Chargers might be too.
yeah,
So I guess probably the better question is both West divisions are going to be at the top. Why is the NFC West ahead of the AFC West? It's just that
I think
the
again,
Broncos?
I think again the Seahawks I would slightly favor over the Broncos.
yeah, just the depth.
The offense.
I mean,
the
preseason
quarterback.
we're talking like the lowest win total was 8.5. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been the best division for the past 2 or 3 years.
San Francisco or Seattle. Which team is better?
Seattle just beat them on the road. I picked San Francisco. I thought they were better. They did sub out their quarterback midway. Full game of Trey Lance. I don't know. I keep waiting for this Seattle team to just crumble, and they just won't let it happen. Russ won't let it happen.
He's too good.
Yeah, he's just too good. He's fucking sick. Yeah, I guess Seattle. I don't know. Right now, Seattle, they just beat them.
So
on the
yeah,
road.
again, like both those teams, I think are much better than the Broncos. The Broncos are a nice team. They're a fine team. They're a competitive team. They just don't have the juice to really compete with these higher level teams.
Yeah.
Once it gets down to it, I don't think they just don't have the horses.
Yep. And then we saw, I mean, the Rams, we obviously think are Super Bowl contenders, and
The Cardinals are
just
arguably the
kick
best
their
team in the
ass.
NFL right
Just
now.
kick their ass, yeah.
The Cardinals and the Bills are the two best teams in the league as it currently stands right now, based on performance.
Yeah, I think top 3 teams, whether you think that's the 49ers or the Seahawks, are pretty standard. I mean, Rams, Chiefs, Chargers, Cardinals, in any of those orders. 1, 2 is pretty close. And then you get into Raiders and Seahawks, and then 49ers. Yeah, 49ers are just way better than the Broncos.
I don't know about way better, but certainly better.
Yes, I think definitively better. Way better is probably aggressive. Yeah. Weird that it seems like this is pretty simple, huh? I do think also, now that Trey Lance is in, the NFC West also, what a surprise, do they have the best quarterbacks of any of the divisions?
Let's see here. AFC North, no. Nfc South, no. AFC East, certainly not. NFC North, yeah, probably.
I mean, you could talk about, Roethlisberger's the worst quarterback in the league, or they would be in contention maybe. Baker, Lamar, Joe Burrow.
But no, I mean, I don't even think they'd be in contention. I would much
Yeah.
rather have Stafford.
It's
Stafford and Wilson is just
Kyler Murray.
Stafford, Wilson, Kyler Murray. I mean, there's just no better.
And then if
three.
Trey Lance or Garoppolo, either or. It's weird if you.
I mean,
maybe it's not weird.
you-
Top to bottom, you go 1 to 8. It's like the quarterbacks just get worse as you go down the list.
yeah, that is true.
What a surprise!
I mean, Herbert, Mahomes, and Carr also pretty good.
Yeah, and then Teddy, we love him. Teddy covers.
Teddy's better than Jimmy Garoppolo. I would say yes.
Probably
I would say yes.
Probably.
Pretty close. I would say
pretty
yes.
close. Spider-Man meme probably
Yeah, pretty close.
pretty close. But yeah. So I guess that division is actually pretty close. Mahomes is the best quarterback, but maybe like Kyler and Stafford is a little bit better than Carr. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, and then it just gets worse as you go down. Saints, Falcons, yeah. Titans, Colts, Texans, Jags.
Not a lot of good quarterback play.
No,